right, I'm gonna post in the group that we are live. All right, just letting some people join in. We just went live. What's going on, Justin, Ty? What's going on? Drop some fire in the chat if you can hear me. Just giving a few more minutes, letting some people join. What's going on, Jake? Everyone just drop some comments in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me. Just giving a few minutes, letting some more people join in. All right, I see Justin drop some fire. I can hear you. All right, let me know if the music is too loud. Again, we're streaming on YouTube as well, so this is the only music that they approve. If it was up to me, it would be jamming, but YouTube only approves a certain amount of music due to copyright. So just give it about, let's give it about 2 or 3 minutes. Everybody comment what state you're in right now. Let me know where everybody's from. But let me know where you're from. Can you delete that pop-up? I'm from Manchester, bro. Nice. Switch pop-up. I want to make sure I'm hiding the thumbnail. Was it the chat pop-up that you're talking about? Bottom left. Oh, yeah. I'll make sure I clear all this out. Atlanta, nice. Nice, we got Atlanta here. Appreciate it. Anyone from Florida? Anyone from California?
Usually I have the same time. It's like the other one. Not doing it in a while.
Let me know if anyone's from Florida, from California. I'm just waiting like 2 more minutes, just letting some last people join in. I'm gonna be starting in just a minute here, just letting the last people jump in here. All right, and last question before we get started. How's everyone's weekend? Did everyone enjoy themselves? I know there's been a lot going on in the world with the news and everything, but did everyone enjoy their weekend? And we'll go ahead and jump right on. What's going on, Ty, Kazong, Justin, Jake? Appreciate everyone joining in. And for who's watching on YouTube, do join our Telegram group. We do live sessions Monday through Friday. I posted the Telegram group link in the description. I'm sorry, in the comments. If you're ready to get started, just comment ready. Just say I'm ready. We'll go ahead and jump right in. And if people decide to join as we go, that's completely fine. Now I see some new ready. Awesome. And I've seen some new names in here and do some that I'm familiar with. Ready. Perfect. Awesome. I appreciate it, you guys. Again, I try to use certain terms because I know I have traders in here that are brand new, who haven't been trading for a while. And then I have traders in here who are experienced and been trading for years. So if I do use certain terms that are more simplified or more beginner-based, just bear with me. I just don't want to confuse anyone who might not be as experienced as the other. Let's see right here. All right, and I know for the people who have been in my live streams previously, you know what these colors of these lines indicate. The blue lines do indicate the 4-hour areas, and then the yellow indicate the 1 hour. But I'll jump in that in just a second. Let's just dive in onto GJ. Keep in mind too, for the ones who are new, I only focus on 1 to 2 pairs, and I only take 1 to 2 trades a day. Again, most importantly, I would never recommend having a watch list that has 7, 8, 9 pairs. Because your strategy, or in this example, my strategy doesn't work for every pair, and neither would your strategy work for every single pair. So find your 1 to 2 pairs, trade the same 1 to 2 trades, and trade the same session. When you can master 1 to 2 pairs, and when I say master, I mean really understand where that pair goes, and then you can master the same time every single day, you'll start to notice that the pair does the same exact things or the same exact patterns during a specific time. And again, 1 to 2 trades a day, like I always say on my live streams, the reason being, even if you win 2 trades, you're done for the day. And if you lose 2 trades, you're done for the day. Reason being, if you win 2 trades back to back, you're done. The reason why, it will prevent you from over trading, because your head will be a little bit gassed up. You might think that you know it all, or you know what I mean? You might start to over trade, take a bigger lot size because you're on a streak, and then you'll 99% of the time lose the profit you just made, and possibly start, trading from an emotional point of view. So if you win 2 trades, just cut yourself off. You're done. You made your money. We'll check out the market the next day to prevent over trading or over leveraging. Same thing with losing. If you lose 2 trades, you're done. Reason being is you don't want to revenge trade. I'm sure there's been times when people lost 2 trades in a day or in a row, and they decided to take maybe even a bigger lot size because they wanted to get their money back. Or they were just trading off of pure emotion. Maybe they're pissed off, frustrated, trying to get their money back, and they dig themselves deeper. The best thing and they're not taking trades with a clear mind. So the best thing to do is just to end your day and keep in mind that tomorrow is another day, and you can take 1 trade. Literally 1 trade will make the difference, make all your money right back that you lost and more. But let's just jump into GJ here. Like I said, I always like to look at my pairs from a 4-hour perspective. I like to go based off the higher time frame when it comes to overall trend. However, when I do take entries, I take entries based off the 30-minute and the 1 hour. I am a scalper, but I do not trade off the 5-minute or the 1 minute or the 15-minute for the simple fact that there's no confirmation from me, and I'm not getting enough information to know where the price is going. And I mainly focus on price action. Again, if you guys are new, you'll notice I don't really use indicators like that. I only have my moving averages, which are kind of just sitting in there in the background. But I prefer to be, I guess, what they call a naked trader. And I don't use indicators. And in case you're wondering why I don't use indicators, it's for the simple fact that indicators are delayed. And you'd never want to be dependent on an indicator, because if God forbid, let's say all the indicators were to delete, does that mean that your trading stops? That means you don't know how to take trades because you don't have your indicator? No, we trade straight price action, and we use really no indicators, if you're going to be completely honest. But just looking from GJ from a 4-hour perspective, lately we've been getting caught in kind of like a range area. GJ has not been the prettiest this month. Excuse me. It's been kind of some tight moves, kind of hard to be catching trades from a 4-hour perspective. But keep in mind, we have a resistance area up here and a support area down here, which the market did gap when it opened up here. That's why you see this big 4-hour support being formed here based off the previous area here. So we're possibly going up, but again, GJ has been very ugly from a 4-hour perspective, going up, going down, going up, going down. We haven't got no clear indication of direction, even from the daily as well. If you take a look at the daily, you can see for the literally for a while now, we haven't got no sense of good direction here. But let me just do this. Okay. Only reason why I'm showing you this here so you can see, again, if you're new to the stream, the blue lines that I mark on my screen are the 4-hour zones, key levels, and the yellow lines are the 1 hour. So whenever I mark my chart, I start it based off the 4-hour time frame, because the reason why, in case you're wondering, is I'd hate to mark my chart based off of 30 minutes and 1 minute zones, because I'd hate to run into a 4-hour heavy, for instance, let's say rejection area or support area. I'd hate to take a trade having no idea that I'm coming up close to a 4-hour zone, knowing that 4 hours are one of the strongest areas. I'm right under daily. It's like taking a sell and you're running into a daily bullish candles. Does that make sense so far? Let me know if that makes sense so far. Drop something in the chat. Just let me know if it makes sense so far. So basically, so far, all I've mentioned is when it comes to marking up my charts, let's see here. Yeah, man. Okay, cool. When it comes to marking up my charts, again, the blue lines are the 4-hour zones, because and you'll notice as I get in closer, the reason why I have them there. But let's just dive in a little bit deeper here. And then also one thing to cover, again, for the ones who are new, I mentioned it before, but I do delete my lines and I delete my chart every single day after every single session. I actually just marked my chart 30 minutes before jumping in here. But every day you should delete your lines or whatever, your markups, however you want to call it, fresh analysis every single day. I've seen traders who have the same lines or markups from weeks ago, days ago, months ago, and it never works in their favor. Market does change, new structures are built. So just keep in mind to always delete your charts when you're done trading and mark it up right before you decide to take trades. But just getting a little bit closer to GJ from a 1-hour perspective, again, the yellow lines are my 1-hour areas. What I'm looking for, and this is based off a scalp idea here. Let me just zoom in. I'm about to post this in the group, this screenshot right here. So if you want to have your chart marked up exactly like mine's, the zones, because they have the numbers here to the left, I'm about to post it in the group, actually in a second here. So if you decide to follow it, my advice would be to mark up your lines exactly how I am. And again, for the ones who are watching on YouTube, I know you're probably not in this Zoom right now, but I commented the free Telegram group. We do go live on Zoom Monday through Friday, and I'll be posting this chart here shortly. But just to hop right back in, from a 1-hour perspective, this is what I'm looking for as far as buys and sells. If you notice, for the ones who are in the group, I always give both bias. I don't like to get stuck in only buys or only sells, because next you know, the market starts going against me, and then I'll start, you don't want to take a trade. You don't want to be buying the whole time, buying, and you're just assuming that it's going to go one way. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to be predictive with the market. We want to be reactive. We're not here to predict where we think the market's going to go. So you'll realize I don't write my chart like, oh, it's going to go up here, it's going to go down here, bounce off this, come here. This looks cool. It looks cool. It sounds good. 99% of the time, it won't do exactly what you wrote. Again, that's just kind of guessing. That's just kind of gambling. That's just kind of hoping. Let's not hope. Let's not predict, or let's not try to guess where we think the market's going to go. Let's actually watch and pay attention to where the market actually goes, and then we can react to where prices went, and then we can pay attention to price action and knowing how to read candles. And then obviously it's good to know candle patterns as well. Most importantly, price action is what we're going for. So let me just actually show you guys from a 30-minute too. Here's a 30-minute. We had like a little gap due to the weekend here. So don't worry about it too much here. I know people ask me, is this considered a gap fill or whatnot? I don't focus too much on that. It usually happens mostly on the weekends. I wait for proper market structure, basically to get back to where it needs to be. And then we can continue taking trades from there. But then again, this is just a 30-minute chart. I always look to my left. Again, I'm not sure how members that are watching right now mark their charts, but it's always good to look a little bit to the left, not too far. You don't need to go months or years behind. Just always pay attention a little bit to the left, just because history does repeat itself, not always, but mostly. And that's where you can see where the key zones, where it continuously does the same thing, where price has touched there maybe multiple times, or, you know what I mean? It's good to look a little bit to the left. But then again, let's get closer here. And keep in mind, this is GJ. I'm looking at the 1 hour. All right. Now, this is what I'm looking for on the 1 hour. I would need to see price come up into this area. We don't need to take buys after this 4 hour because there's a lot of resistance right here. We want to get bullish momentum up to this 4 hour area right here. And we need to see the candle. Let me draw this right here. We need to see a bullish candle. Pretend this is a green candle. I know I can't draw that well. We need to see a hourly candle close above this blue line. Okay, this is what I'm looking for my confirmation. My first confirmation is when the top of the candle body, which is right here, the top of the candle body, a bullish candle closes, not just comes up here and no, we need to see the price close above this blue line, and then that's the first confirmation. But that doesn't mean we just take a trade based off the breakout, because there are fake outs and we need to know how to identify them. This will prevent you losing trades based off of trading every single breakout. The second candle I would need to see is open above the previous one and start to continue up. This would be my confirmation that I'm looking for. This would be the first confirmation. Prices came above the 4 hour zone, has closed above, and then the second candle opened above and continued on. That would be a confirmation for me as far as a buy. Now, let's say the first candle does go above and it does close above. That's the first confirmation. If the second candle opens below and it's a red candle, it's a bearish candle, starts coming down, then it makes the trade invalid. It's not our confirmation. The only way I would jump in a trade like this is if it left the wick at the bottom and flipped bullish, which I'll explain that later. But that's just kind of what I'm looking for as far as the buys. I do plan on taking this for a possible 30 pip move, maybe begin out at 25. Keep in mind, I'll be paying attention to price at this blue line right here, 155.460. So if I see any sort of rejection, any sort of resistance bouncing off this blue line, I'll just go ahead and secure profits at about 19 to 20 pips. And that is an important zone. And I would also pay attention to the 1 hour area, this 1 hour yellow line right here. Just kind of pay attention for a possible reversal, which again, I think that's only like 7 pips in profit. So by that time, I'd probably just have my stop loss at break even. But these are the buys area. In case you're wondering why I'm buying this area, let's go back to the 4 hour. I'm going to move my chart. Okay. This is the 4 hour. For me, again, like I said, I like to trade like a naked chart. For me, I need price to break this previous area. That's most specifically this top wick. I would need to see price come up here, close above this wick, to continue up to test this area right here of this previous zone. That's why you see this blue line here, this yellow line here. Price could come all the way up here and bounce off this, but I don't want to. I don't need to stay on that long when this is already about 30 pips in profit. Again, the reason why I'm looking for buys in this zone, this is the 4 hour. I need to see price come up, break these previous wicks, this previous area, close above, continue up, which I anticipate price to test the top of this huge bearish candle. That is my buy area right here. I wouldn't take any trades here. It's too much movement, too much resistance support. It's too ugly here from a buying perspective. Okay. And then last thing with the hourly, you can see the same thing. Hourly, I would need it to see it break this previous area, come up to test this zone here. And that is why we have our buys over this wick. I don't want to take no buys here because there's too much resistance here, too many wicks. We need to clear that area in order for us to get that buy zone that we're looking for. Okay. Jumping on to sells real quick. Sells, pulling up the 4 hour again so you can have an idea. Right here is not the worst area to take this though, right here, but it would be considered an impulse entry for the simple fact, and I'm going to zoom in closer so you can see why. There's just, again, I already explained the buys, but from a selling perspective, I'm looking at the 1 hour time frame. I do like this clean traffic right here. Okay. This is clean traffic to me. Should be about looks like about a 30 pip move as well. It's probably secure at about 25 here just because of this clean body to the left. Yeah, it was a gap from the weekend, but it still has a clean body here, clean body. Usually in this area, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. A lot of clean body candles here. support here, right here. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to the sell, this is not the worst entry. I'm just making it clear just because it would need to close above this blue line and come down here. I'm just gonna wait to see if it closed below this this next blue 4-hour zone, and I would decide to take a sell in that area. This is the 30-minute time frame. Again, I do like this sell just because of this clean body right here and this clean body right here. So every time it came to the zone, it had a nice candle form here. But then again, I don't really look at the 15-minute, the 5-minute. If I'm thinking about an entry, maybe I'll zoom in. But when it comes to my actual entries, is the 1 hour and the 30-minute. And then overall trend is based off the 4-hour. You kind of get a better look at it from the 4-hour. Candles just look a lot cleaner. Let me know if everything makes sense so far for GJ. And if you're on YouTube, we are currently on Zoom right now. I have some participants in here that are chatting. If you would like to join the Zoom, click on the link that I posted in the comments. Does everything make sense so far? One second. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Jake. All right, I'm gonna jump into GU. Let me actually post these charts in the group right now. Give me 1 second. I'm about to switch to GU. I'm going to post these charts right now. This is GU. I'm gonna post the charts in the group. Give me 1 second. Let me know. Right now is a good time to ask questions. I'm just gonna drop the charts in the group right now. 1 second. One second, you guys. And if you would like, you can look at the charts in the group and just kind of copy and paste where I have my lines at so you can mark your chart as well. Potential setups for session. 1 second, you guys. All right. I recommend, like I said, if you're new here, I recommend just looking at these charts I'm about to post in the group and just mark your lines exactly where I have them so you know when I'm taking a trade. All right, just posting something real quick. If it's your first time in the stream, tell me new. Comment new if it's your first time in the stream. I think everyone that's in the Zoom right now is in the group. So just the YouTube people are not. Let's see. And I would appreciate it for the ones that are in the Zoom. As soon as I drop these charts in the group, just drop some fire on it, show some love. All right, I have dropped it in the group. Knew I was gonna join Friday, but you didn't do one. Yeah, it's all good, man. Fridays aren't the best days to trade, to be honest. Volume's low, market closes early. And I definitely want to do it this Friday because it's NFP. NFP is non-farmers payroll. So there would definitely be no stream. I don't trade news at all. I do not trade news at all. Just drop that in a thing, show some love. Let me drop it in the VIP group. All right, perfect. All right, so show some love on that post. Drop some fire on the charts and the description. I just posted it in the group. Let's go ahead and continue on. Now, looking at GU, this is my setup for GU. These are the areas that I'm looking to take buys and sells. Same thing from a 4-hour. It's been a little bit cleaner than GJ as far as market structure. Still hasn't been the cleanest. We did have a huge drop right here, which we did jump on these sells last week, but you can tell, I mean, you can see from our streams, we waited for a price to break this wick, and we caught it way down to the support area. So we are currently in a support area as well. We need to see how price does act in this area. Same thing with the 1 hour. You'll see that we had this huge drop here, stayed under the EMAs. Now price is just kind of consolidating and figuring out what direction it would like to go. I'm going to unblock here. Again, this is my 4-hour chart that I marked up. What I'm looking for the buys, I need to see price come up. And the reason why this is right here, let's just consider this a no trade zone. I don't want to take any trades in there. Too much resistance, too much support, too many candles. I need to see cleaner traffic. I only trade cleaner traffic, and that's why you can notice in our group when I post the results, our trades are usually one big body, last 10 seconds, no drawdown, shoots in a profit, because we're getting in at clean traffic areas. As so, this is cleaner. This is not clean. This is cleaner. You see how all these consolidating, all this ranging in this area? Clean area, clean area. Okay, let me just move that here. But then again, when it comes to the buy, what I'm looking for, at least from a 1 hour perspective to the 30-minute, because I do take entries based off the 30-minute and the 1 hour, I would need to see price come up here, up to my buy zone. I wouldn't take any buys underneath because there is this huge 1 hour resistance. I'd hate to take a buy on the break of this 1 hour and get caught in this, and then I lose my trade. I would need to see the candle come up and close. A bullish candle will need to come close above this blue line, the top one, not the bottom one, because we need to clear this wick and this wick right here. And I would need to see the second candle open above, continue up for a confirmation for me to take an entry. Again, remember, I look for 2 confirmations. First one being price comes up, closes above, and seeing what the second candle does. Okay, and keep in mind, because I think some of you are new as well, check out this website, write this down in your notes, livecharts.co.uk. Consider this as a third confirmation. This is a currency strength meter. Okay, I know there's a few out there. This is just the one that I use personally, so I can only recommend it. When I'm looking for buys, let's say price is up here, it's in my zone, price action is starting to do what I need it to do. I will peek at the currency strength meter and look at this. Okay, remember, this is GU here, right? I will go to my strength meter, and if I'm looking for a buy, I would need to see GBP up. I would need to see this up because we're buying. Strength has to be up, and I would need to see USD down. If GBP is up and USD is up, that's usually when price ranges or consolidates because it has no sense of clear direction. So keep in mind, if you're thinking about placing a trade, before you do, take a look at livecharts.co.uk and check the strength of the pair. If it's GU and you're thinking about buying, GBP must be up, USD must be down. If you're thinking about selling, GBP must be down and USD must be up. Same thing with GJ or any pair. Make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense so far, as far as that website. I like to give that to all my members for the simple fact that it helps give you an additional confirmation when it comes to taking your trade. You can see the strength of the currency. Let me move this on my screen. Never know about that. Yep. That is something that I use. It has been a successful tool. I don't use it as a number one confirmation. That's kind of like my last confirmation when I'm taking trades based off the strength of the currency. And most importantly, before I take a trade as well, I go to forexfactory.com. Okay, this is for the news. Keep in mind, if you see your pair here, let's say GBP or whatever pair you're thinking about trading, if the folder is red, Do not trade that pair at that time because that means that is a huge news being released and it will have a huge effect on your pair. For instance, right now there is no news. And if you go tomorrow, like for instance, right here, you see how it's red, cash rate, RBA rate statement. You don't even have to know what's going on. Just know, do not trade. Let's just say AUD at 10:30 tomorrow, huge news and so forth. CAD, USD, anytime it has a red folder and you're about to take a trade, do not trade. Wait till the news is released. Like let's say there was a news in 30 minutes and I want to take a trade. Just wait those 30 minutes because the news can go up 50 to 100 pips or down, whether it's in your favor or against you. Never trade news. Even if you think you know what the news is coming out with, or just, we're not news traders. You know what I mean? It's too risky. I'd rather play it safe. So 2 websites to look at before you take a trade. livecharts.co.uk to check the currency strength, forexfactory.com to check the news. If everything looks clear there, then you jump back into your charts and continue on. Okay, so GU, these are, and again, I like to look at both bias. I'm not sure who you guys have learned from before, or if you had a mentor, if you paid for courses. I always look for buys and my sells because it always doesn't play in my favor if I look for one. And keep in mind, London session just opened 3 seconds ago. So I expect volume to pick up. But yeah, but like I said, keep your bias at both. Mark your zones for where you would buy and where you would sell. Don't just place it where you look for buys or where you look for sells because the market doesn't always react to what you think. We're not here to predict. I'm not here to gamble. I'm not here to guess. I'm here to go off of straight price action, look at where the candles are going and how they're printing. And that lets me know where I would take a trade. And then keep in mind too, 90% of trading is waiting. Okay, I know it's not the most fun thing. Some people get impatient. They want to take 10, 15 trades a day. They don't want to wait. No, 90% of trading is literally waiting. You'll see from the big boys or the big dogs or your favorite trader or the influencers or whoever you look up to when it comes to trading, you'll notice that the successful ones, at least the real ones and the consistent ones, they're waiting for their setup. They don't take no trades until they see a setup. It'd be dangerous to take trades right here just because it is a no trade zone, too much movement, too much ranging. I'd hate to get caught in buys right here. I'd hate to get caught in sells right here. I look for cleaner traffic to the left. To me, this is all clean up here. Nothing really happened. This is a clean range. I really prefer buys on both pairs. On both pairs, I do prefer buys, but again, I do like to mark up both. Here's not the worst buy area. Some people say, well, why wouldn't you buy right here? All right. This could be a possible buying area. But for me, simply, it's just not. What's going on, Darian? I seen you join. Just muting you here. Appreciate it. I wouldn't buy in this area. Why? Look at all this. Let me go from 1 hour so you can have a better look. Look at all this rejection, all these ugly candles right here. It would be completely dangerous to take any trades in this area due to what's previously happened. So I'd rather just wait it out, let price break all these areas, come up here, and I can anticipate that once price does get in this area, it's going to start pushing up probably one huge stick, candlestick, possibly 2. It would just be a cleaner move. Same thing here for sells. Keep in mind that you would need to pay attention to this bottom of this wick. This is the hourly. Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to let's put a one because it happened here too. So let's put it, turn it yellow because my yellow lines are my hourly. And let's just move this down a little bit. Reason why I did that, in case you're wondering, is because look what price did once it hit that yellow line. It hit it here, rejected. It bounced off right here, rejected. I bet you if I could go further, give me a second here. Look at this. Hit this yellow line, resistance. Yellow line, a lot of resistance. So this 1 hour line that I just wrote here is important. Okay, let me zoom in. Just in case you're wondering why I just added that line there. So in our reality, cleaner sells would be once we break off this previous wick, because for us to take a sell right here, possibly can have a reversal once it bounces off this area, because that's what it previously did, as you see to the left. So cleaner sells would be waiting till price comes down here, close below this yellow line, and the next candle to open up beneath and continue on. That is the sells that I'm looking for GU, and that is the buys that I'm looking for. Keep in mind, like I always mention, when it comes to marking up your chart, start at the 4 hour. You need to know where those heavy zones are. If you go to the 15-minute time frame and start marking up your chart, you're going to get wrecked every single time because you have no idea where those heavy areas are. Those daily candles, 4 hour candles. Same thing with the 30-minute. If you go to the 30-minute time frame and you just start marking up the chart, you're going to run into some 4 hour zones because you don't have it marked up. That's why I use different colors. The blue lines are important areas to me. Yellow are 1 hour. So I do consider the 1 hour. I just don't care about 30-minute and 15-minute. It doesn't work for me. It's too close. I don't need to zoom in, and I can be a scalper trader and not use the 5-minute, 1 minute, 15-minute. I still scalp my 20 pips and keep moving. I don't swing trade. I just use higher time frames to set up my scalps. And that's why I get cleaner moves, because I'm using higher time frames to know where price is actually going and not trying to guess where it's going within 5 minutes. Does that make sense so far? Yes. All right, cool. Yep. I see some people saying yes here too. Awesome. All right. Now, question: who trades gold? Does anybody trade gold? Not recently. Yeah, that's it's actually not bad. I don't recommend gold to anybody who's new at all. Gold is considered a big boy in my books, in everyone's book. A lot of experienced traders would tell you do not trade gold, especially if you're new. And most importantly, right now there's so much news with Ukraine and Russia. Gold has been getting affected the most. Don't get me wrong, there has been people who've been making a lot of money, a shitload of money, to be honest, because there's 200 pip moves. But then there's the other side of traders who are inexperienced, who have been losing a lot of money, blowing their account. I trade gold. Let me just zoom out. Gold right now is this is just the 4 hour. Okay, gold is in. It's obviously had like about a 200 pip move, which we did catch those buys last week. But when it comes to, yeah, because look, Jesus, 700 pips up, 700 pips down. I mean, it can get ugly if you don't know what you're doing. Right now, it's not even a good time to be trading gold because of the news. If they release some sort of news right now, this second, let's just say Russia bombs Ukraine or something, price can move up literally 100, 500 pips, 300 pips, or the other way. So if you're a beginner, I wouldn't even worry about gold. But then again, I'm just going to let you know how I do trade gold. I use the 4 hour gold. Keep in mind, I do trade the 4 hour overall trend with all pairs, but I don't even zoom in that much on gold because gold respects the 4 hour the most. And anybody who's experienced would tell you that 4 hour, gold loves the 4 hour time frame. I don't know why. It doesn't matter why. I just know that it is for a fact. I've been trading gold for a while, and I understand that the 4 hour is the best market structure for gold, and it respects it the most. You cannot trade gold off of the 5-minute, 13-minute. That will not happen. You will lose so much money because gold moves way too much, and it has the most pullback and the most retracement. And then again, because look, perfect example. This move right here, from here to here, is 650 pips, right? That was a buy. Beautiful, loved it. Look what happened right after. 600, same thing, 650 pips right back down. The next 4 hours. 4 hours it was going up, 4 hours is going down. I mean, I'd hate to be taking buys up here or taking sells over here. You don't want to get caught in that range. And let's just get a little bit closer. And this is the 1 hour. But yeah, that would be my simple markup for gold. If I was going to consider taking placing trades for gold, I'll wait for this area right here. I'm just going to mark it for here. And I'll tell you why in just a second. I probably wouldn't write it all up here because I think that's a good amount of pips for me. Yeah, that's about 250 pips, but let me just show you something real quick. Because the 4-hour, take a look at the 4-hour, right? 4-hour does look super clean. Clean traffic to the left. I love candles that are like this, one huge, strong candle body. That's considered clean traffic right there. So I would anticipate once candles do come up to this area, close above this wick, we have nothing to worry about until the top here. So price, if it breaks, close above, I'd probably be getting out about right here, maybe about 200 pips. Even though I do anticipate price to go from this blue line to this blue line, no need to wait it out that long. So I would probably do it under this right here. Let's do that. I'm gonna mark it like this. This would be my take profit zone. And this is if I decide to take a trade on gold. Like I said, news has been crazy. I'd hate to get caught into some news, whether it's good or bad. Let me ask you guys a question too for the ones who are watching in Zoom. Did you guys watch that video I posted for my mentor about gold? And you can see he's made like 400,000 in the last 2 months. Did you guys see that video? And if not, you can say no, you didn't. It's completely okay. Yes, and how do you decide a stop loss? Okay, good question about the stop loss. I'll tell you in just a second. Darian says yes. Okay. This will be about, 100. Yeah, this is over 100 pips. This would be a nice move to the top. I wouldn't even think about any sells right now, unless it was down. Have to be either here or here for me. But I'm just gonna mark it for the buys right now. And I don't know if I'm gonna trade gold. Okay, so I did see a question about how do you decide stop loss? Perfect. Now, I don't have a fixed rate. Let me make that clear. I don't have the same amount of stop loss for every trade. I know you see certain traders that'll be like, oh, put a 10 pip stop loss no matter what, or 5 or 20 or whatever. It could change. I'm just being honest. My stop loss will change, but I do place it based off my plan, which I always put my stop loss under the previous candle's wick. So let me give you an example. Let's say I took a buy right here, right? Let's just say, I just want to give you guys an example. Let's say I took a buy on this candle, right? I would say, okay, hold on, let me move this out the way. I'll say, okay, if I took a buy right here at the bottom of this is just an example. I'm not saying I would take a buy, but let's just say I took a buy right here. My stop loss would need to be beneath the previous candle's wick, which it's all the way down here. So I'll say, okay, I'm entering right here, and I'm going to put my stop loss beneath the previous wick, like that. And I don't usually put it right at the wick. I'll identify where the wick's at, and then I'll put a few pips under it. Now, the only time I adjust it is if, let's say I did that. Let me use a different pair because gold's a little bit different. Let's say I did that, but it was a lot of pips from that previous wick. Then I'll adjust it down, and I look at the current candle's wick, which should be in at least no more than like 20 pips. I want to give you another example here. All right, let's see right here. Let's just say, which I wouldn't too much traffic, but let's just say I took a trade right here. I took a buy. All right. I would say, okay, I'll put my take profit wherever I like it, obviously, depending on what my zone is and what I've written up. But then I'll say, okay, where is the previous candle's wick? It's down here. Okay. So let's see where it's at right there. And we'll just move it a few pips below it. You'll see once I took the buy, it never came. It tried. You see right here, look, it started to go up and then it tried to come, but it never broke my previous wick of where I took my entry, and then it continued up and hit take profit. Reason being is because if I put the stop loss under the bottom of the previous candle's wick, I know if price did decide to come down and then broke the previous wick, I would anticipate price to continue down. I would know we're in actually a sell, and I would just let the price, I would just let it hit my stop loss. I won't adjust my stop loss. I won't do anything. Same thing right here. right? One more example with the stop. Let's say I took a sell right here. Let's look at it, took a sell right at this right here. I say, okay, I just took a sell here. Where's the previous candle's wick? It's all the way up here. So I'll be like, okay, there's the wick. I'm gonna move it just a few pips above it, and then I'm set. And that would be my trade. Does that make sense about the stop loss? I usually put it under the previous candle's wick. The only time I change that is if the previous candle's wick is too many pips away, like 50, 40, 50, 60. Can you trade gold on a lot smaller than 1.0? And yeah, the stop loss makes sense. Yep. Yeah, you could trade gold on a lot smaller than 1.00. Correct. I always recommend to take half the lot size you usually use. So if you use 1.0 for your trades or 0.50 or 0.20, always use half your lot size for gold. If you trade 0.10s normally, use a 0.05 for gold, and you'll realize why. How on my MT4 it won't let me do it. What broker do you use? What broker do you use for gold? Vantage International. Okay. Could because of your leverage. I don't know how much you're risking per trade. I use KOT Forex. Never given me any issues at all. But I'm not sure why it won't let you use a lot size smaller than 1.00 because you should. That's a standard lot size. That's a huge lot size, especially if you don't have a huge account. You can clean your account up very quickly because that's $10 a pip. Like I said, you can make a lot of money with using 1.0, but on gold, I would never recommend it unless you have like a $10,000 to $20,000 account or at least a 5,000, because especially with news, it's been moving a lot. But the broker I use is KOT Forex. Yes, I do only have 1,000. That's why I don't trade gold with it because I can't make it at a smaller loss. Yeah, if you can't, that's so weird. I never heard of not being able to use a smaller lot size. But yes, $1,000 account is solid to start with, and make definitely a lot of money with. You would just have to use risk management because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many trades you win or how many trades you lose because you're gonna lose. No one's perfect. The millionaires, the billionaires, all the big traders, they lose. I used to think that the big dogs would win 100% of the time. And then I actually realized they actually lost a lot. It's just their percentages. I've seen traders that won 30% of their trades, lost 7 of them, win only 3, and still come out on top. And I used to wonder why or how. Risk management is your best friend. Learning how to have proper risk management skills will change your entire outlook on trading. Then you'll notice, okay, I'm not afraid to lose. It's okay to lose. Before I would lose trades and I'd be like, okay, why did I lose? I'd be all upset. And I start to look at myself different, like, damn, is this even for me? And I started looking into it and everybody was losing, the big guys and all that. It's not about being perfect or trying to win every single trade. It's all about managing your trade, keeping your losses smaller and keeping your winners bigger. You can win 3 trades, lose 7 of them, and still be profitable. Another example, you should not win 9 trades in a row. I'm just looking now, it's letting me make smaller gold. God knows what was happening last time I went to do it. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's weird. That is weird. I'm glad it's working for you. Quick example too. If let's say you had a great week and you won 8 trades, right? 8 trades back to back. You should never only lose 1 trade and blow your account. Statistically, it should be impossible. Impossible. Let me say that again. And I'm sure it's happened to people. It's happened to me years ago, and I got it out of my system, and it's impossible now. Now I look at them like, how did that even happen? Has you ever like were on fire, you won 5, 6, 7 trades, and then you lose one trade and blow your account, or you blow your 50% of your account? That should never happen. You should never win 8, 9 trades in a row and one trade affect your entire profit or your account or blow your account. That's just gambling. That's all or nothing. You should know exactly how much you're willing to lose and how much you're actually willing to win per trade. I know exactly how much I'm going to lose before I even take the trade. You need to know how much, okay, I'm taking this trade. This is how much I'm going to win. This is how much I'm going to lose. I'm okay with losing $200 and I'm okay with winning $300 or whatever the numbers are. But you need to know, I there was times where I wouldn't even use a stop loss. And now I think about it, I'm like, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. How am I not putting a stop? How do I have no clue where I call it quits on a trade? I used to leave my trade open overnight, no stop loss, and just wake up and see if my account went full margin, if it blew my account, or if I'm rich. Get that out of your head. If you're that type where you think one trade is gonna get you rich, just take that out of your head. One trade is not gonna get you rich. I know you've probably seen videos and pictures. I made 100,000 in one trade or 10,000, 20. Just get that out of your head. We don't need to be those traders. We don't need to get lucky and hope that one trade goes up 1,000 pips in 5 minutes and you were there to hang on the whole time. No, 10 to 15 pips is all you need. If you get anything over that, that's a bonus. But once you master 10 to 15 pips, you will literally have a rich mentality, and then your account will start to match your mentality because 10 to 15 pips is all you need from the market. Reason being is because let's say someone took a trade with 10 pips, right? Let's just do this. Off those same 10 pips, hold on, let me write this down so this makes sense. 1 second. I want you guys to see the power of 10 pips. All right, let's just do this. I think that's like, what, $5? Is that $1? That's 10. Just a quick example. I think you guys know where I'm going with this, but okay, quick example right here. Let me know if you guys can see this. Hold on. Okay, you guys see this, right? I put the lot size on the left side and the profit on the right. Same 10 pips. I'm not saying, now keep in mind, I'm not saying you should use 1.00, 5.00, 10.00. I know you'll eventually get there. The goal is to eventually get there. Off of 10 pips, there's 5 different types of traders. There's some people who will make $5 off of it. Some people make 10. Some people make 500. Some people make $1,000 off of that same 10 pip move. And I mean, 10 pips is nothing. 10 pips is literally right here. That was probably like a 5-second trade. That's 11 pips, honestly. But the reason why I say 10, 15 pips is master getting 10 to 15 pips per trade. Next thing you know, those trades that whether you're making $10 or $100 right now, those same 10 pips can pay you $500 to $1,000 and more as you continue to grow your account, scale your account, and you start to use larger lot sizes. Because it all comes down to the lot size when it comes to risk management. I've seen traders who use smaller lot sizes and who have lost more money than people who use bigger sizes and that lost less. Risk management. There's people that use 0.05s, let their trade go 200 pips in drawdown. Then you have people who are 1.00 and let the trade go 10 pips in drawdown. And it's just a huge difference when you're approaching it in a risk management perspective. But just keep in mind, as you grow your account and as you use bigger lot sizes, you will start to make way more money with the same 10 to 15 pips moves. It's statistically proven. And I do recommend taking bigger sizes as your account gets bigger. Obviously not as your account is smaller. And you can risk 1 to 3% per trade. But this was just a quick example so you can see the power of the lot size, the power of 10 to 15 pips. There's people who make $1,000 in 10 pips in 10 seconds. And then you have people who make $10, 100. Just master 10 to 15 pips. If you can master 10 to 15 pips over and over and over, then you can master $1,000 over and over and over. If you could turn a $100 account into a $500 account, you can turn a $1,000 account into a $5,000 account using the same exact system. What do you consider a small account? I mean, everyone's different. It varies. That's a hard question to answer, Ty, because you can start Forex with as small as $100, $50 if you really wanted to. Obviously, you would need more cushion. You wouldn't be able to take big lot sizes with a $50 account, $100 account, anything under like 250 or 500 would be considered, I guess, a small account, and $1,000 would be considered like a medium account. But I'm not saying it's a bad amount to start with. I've seen people turn a $100 account into a $500 account. So it's nothing wrong with it. It's just what you're comfortable with doing. I don't want to say, oh, that's, there's gurus and mentors that say, oh, that's not enough money. You're not going to do anything. No, if you have a $100 account, let's get it. Let's start. If you have a $500 account, let's go. You know what I mean? It would at least $100. I wouldn't recommend putting $50. At least $100 minimum to get something flowing. But you do need some cushion because you won't win every trade. I don't win every trade. I'm not perfect, but I'm consistent. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Sir. Sir. Yeah, so it just, the only difference with having a smaller account, you got to take smaller lot sizes. Still make the same pips, still make the same money, but once you master 1 to 2 trades a day, 1 to 2 pairs, same session, you'll start to realize that the strategy works. I don't take trades during the day. I used to stare at charts every single day, all day. I used to chart watch for hours, and I would lose more. I look at the charts less now, and I win more. I don't take trades during A's and stuff because reason being is my strategy doesn't work for every time. What time is it for you? Right now it's 12:30 midnight. I'm on the Pacific time. I'm in California. Most of you guys, I think, are on the east side, so it's probably 3:30 in the morning. But keep in mind, people need to, and when I say people, I mean my members need to find a comfortable session that works for them. I only trade London and I only trade New York. Some people prefer London. They rather just work at, late at night and get it over with and have the whole day for themselves. Or some people would rather wake up early, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, trade for like an hour or two and have the whole day to move on. So I always recommend my members find out what session is most comfortable for you. No 2 sessions are the same. That is mad. Why do you trade London session? Why is so different? Yeah, London session, it just always treated me so well. London honestly is my favorite session. I honestly usually trade the first hour of London, but sometimes volume's different. London will be, for instance, might have a lot of volume going on, and then you get to New York and then there's no volume. Or the other way around. I'll be in London session for hours, get no volume, nothing happened, no setups, nothing going on. And then New York session, my trade will happen in the first 5 minutes. Keep in mind, the highest volume is the first hour of London and the first hour of New York session. Best times to trade in the first hour, because that's when 2 sessions are going on at the same time. Some people like pre-New York, pre-London. The first hour of those sessions are the best time to trade. And personally, for me, the worst sessions to trade for me or my pairs or my strategy is Asian session. I don't look at the charts at all during the day. I look at the charts the same time every night or the same time every morning if I'm trading New York. Asian market does never give me clean moves either. Anytime it's Asian market, it just ranges like this, just for an example. This is like the Asian market. This is an example, might not be exactly. And then this is like London and New York. Which zone would you prefer to be taking trades in? Asian when it's doing this, or London or New York. You get what I'm saying? I would hate to get caught in trades for hours all day, and then as soon as London session comes, they get the move. You got to remember too. I have a quote that I always remind myself. I don't live to trade. Okay, let me say that again. I don't live to trade. That means I don't live to like trade, be on the charts every single day, every minute. I trade to live. I'm trading because I want more time to do whatever I want. I don't want to be the guy who's on the chart 24 hours, all day, every week, overwhelmed, overstressed, trading all day and night, taking 100 trades, over trading. No, I'm not living to trade. I'm trading to live. I want to be less time on the charts and more time doing what I like, whether I have a second job, whether for my kids, my family, to travel. The best, excuse me, the best thing to do is spend less time on the charts and keep it more simple. Would you consider that at the top? Good question. In all honesty, I do not even pay attention to like the M's, the W's, the double tops. I'm sure you've seen a lot of, let me show you. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I'm looking for one of my tools right there. Like before, when I used to trade, I used to be like, all right, I'm going to look for M's, right? I'm going to look for W's or whatever. I'm going to look for every single pattern, double top. I mean, the list there's so many patterns, right? And before, when I used to focus so much on patterns, it threw off my plan and I started losing because one, every pattern is invalid. And yes, it is a good technique to use, but you'll notice with my plan and my strategy, I don't even care about if it's a double top, if it's a tweezer, if it's a engulfing candle. I mean, obviously all those things are amazing to know if you can know every single pattern. But with my strategy, I trade straight price action. So even if there's a double top here or M or what's that with the harmonic scanner and all that other stuff, I don't care about all that. I care about what the price does. Because you could see the pattern there, and then you'll notice that, okay, I've seen this pattern before. Let's take a sell, and then they'll go the other direction, and you're sitting there wondering why. Well, it's because you didn't respect price action. I'm a straight price action trader. I don't look for indicators. I don't even look for too many patterns. I do pay attention to the candlesticks. I got to read the candlesticks, but I don't really pay attention to patterns. It's just too much. I don't need to. And it just works for me that way, because then I have to worry about what I'm looking for. I have to worry about candles. Then I have to worry about candle patterns. It's just, for me, I keep my stuff way more simple. You'll notice my charts are way more clean and way more plain than everybody else's, and it just works for me. I could take out my moving average. I could really take out everything and trade like this. You need to be able to trade like this. Nothing in your way, no indicators. If you can't trade like this, then you're just dependent on indicators and you're not ready to trade and make real money. The top traders who are actually top in the market, you'll notice they don't use that many indicators. They can trade straight price action. They can look at a chart and tell you exactly where they're buy and sell like this. No lines, no moving average, nothing. If you can trade like this, you'll realize that you're a strong trader. I like to mark my zones. That's what works best for me. And I used to have 1,000 lines before. My chart before used to be disgusting. I used to have lines, and it was just messy. And then I didn't even know, I was getting lost in the sauce. I didn't even know where to buy and sell anymore. I just use my EMAs in the background just to have an idea of price from a trend, because some people would even do a strategy based off the EMAs. I'm not sure if you guys heard, but like some people like, oh, if they cross, take a sell. If they cross this way, take a buy. I just like to look at it to see if I'm at least under it or beneath it. Like if I was thinking about taking a sell right here and I see it's under my 8, my 50, and my 200, I would know it's a strong sell based off my EMAs. But I don't trade just off the EMAs. I trade straight price action, and I just wait for my setup. If my setup doesn't happen, I don't trade. Not every day is a trading day. But yeah, just to kind of answer your question, I don't even get too caught in that. I don't even care about candlestick patterns. I look at price action, see where price reacts in certain zones. Regardless of what pattern I've seen before, I got so confused one time. I used to look at W's, M's, Z's, double tweezer, double top, straight. I don't even know all them patterns. And ever since I stopped worrying about it, I've been more successful. Ever since I cleaned up my chart and deleted everything, I became more successful. Does that make sense? Keep in mind too, today is, well, it's turning into Monday. Today's Sunday, going into Monday. This is one of the slowest days of the week. That's why volume is so low right now. Candles are barely printing, moving extremely slow. You haven't even came to this area, this area. It is Sunday. I realized that certain days of the week have more volume than others. My favorite days to trade with volume are Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights, which technically would be Thursday mornings, but Sundays slash Monday, like Sunday night going into Monday morning session, is the lowest volume of the week. And keep in mind, this week is NFP week, which is the first Friday of every month, which we do not trade. NFP is one of the biggest news in Forex. It happens every month, the first Friday of every month, and we do not trade NFP. But the reason why I'm saying that is because NFP week is usually weird. So I'm expecting, hopefully we don't have like consolidation all day, every day. Like this is what I don't want the market to do for the week. But NFP would be the week that it does movements like that. But keep in mind, certain days are just more volume than others. Certain sessions have more volume than others. Sunday is the lowest volume. That's why you guys can see that the chart is barely printing, and it's the first hour of London, which usually you get bigger moves, whether it's to the upside or downside. And I just don't see it just because of the day and the week that we're in. Not only is it the slowest day, it is the craziest week for traders, which is NFP. This is where traders take the least amount of trades during this week, which I probably won't be taking that many trades this week, just for the simple fact that NFP is on Friday. So just remember, the first Friday of every month, we do not trade. Yeah, but most of the game is just honestly just waiting for setups to play out in your favor. What's going on, Takia? Sorry if I said your name wrong. But yeah, it's just all about waiting for your setup and just being patient, marking your charts before, and just waiting for price to go in that direction. Because I wrote in the group as well, and it's a very important motto or quote. Plan your trade and trade your plan. That is one of my favorite quotes when it comes to trading Forex, because most importantly, you need to have a plan when you're taking a trade. You shouldn't just take buys and sells at random points, random areas, and you have no clue why you took the buy or the sell. You just did it because you wanted to get in the market. No, plan your trade, say it out loud. Say, I need to see price do this, close under here, open up beneath, and continue on. Literally have a plan for your trade. And then after you plan your trade your actual plan. I've seen traders who had an exact plan. Okay, if price comes here and it does this, I'm going to sell. And then they'll do something opposite. They'll take an impulse and they'll buy right here instead of waiting right here. And they're not even trading their plan. They planned it. They planned a nice trade, but they didn't even trade the plan that they just mentioned. And I used to do that before. I used to say, okay, I'm going to look for sells here, take profit here. And then I would be going, volume would be low, and I just get anxious. Like, you know what? I'm just going to sell right now. And then I pop in a sell. And I'm like, wow, I planned my trade, but I went completely against my plan. Does that make sense too? literally planning your trade and trading your plan will change everything. What was your biggest day in the market? Right under 10,000, probably like 8-9 grand. Like I think it was like 8,500. It was like right under like 9,000. Like 8,500 was one of my most successful days. And it was off of 2 trades. Just 2 trades. Because remember, I only do 1 to 2 trades a day, and I only trade 1 to 2 pairs. Master 1 to 2 pairs. I'm telling you, the big people who are in the market, in the game, will tell you master 1 to 2 pairs. Do not have 10 on your watch list. You're trying to look here, flip here, keep up with this pair. Every pair will not respect your strategy. I use the same exact strategy on other pairs, and the most effective it is on is GJ. GJ is my favorite pair. GBP, JPY. If I'm not taking trades on GJ, then I'll take a look at GU. And if I have no setups for GJ and GU, then my last pair would be gold. Gold, I just don't recommend to beginners or any smaller account size, especially with all the news that we've been facing. I don't even want to trade gold right now. No matter how big my account is, small is, or my experience, gold right now is just in a sensitive area, delicate area, whatever you want to call it. I just know that trading is probably not the most fun thing. The most successful traders will tell you they take the least amount of trades, and it's just not fun. The reason why is because 90% of the time they're just waiting. They're waiting for the market to set up. They're waiting for price to come into a certain area, and they're just waiting for the move. Sometimes they could be in a session for 2 hours, finally get their setup, and then the trade lasts just 10 seconds. For the ones who follow, that happened to us last week. We were on the live stream for over an hour, 2 hours. Finally got the setup. Price finally came to our area, and we secured like, I think it was like 47 pips on gold in like 10 seconds. And that was it. You could have took the day off. But just being patient and waiting for price to come in your area. GU is the only one that's getting close to our selling area. But I'll let you know if I decide to execute. Now, remember I said earlier with the currency strength meter, I know I've seen some people join here late. I prefer to check this website before I take a trade to check the strength of the pairs. In this case, I'm looking for a sell, which not right this second, but in a minute, if it does continue to come to my area, I'll be peeking at the currency strength meter. I'm hoping that GBP will continue down and USD will continue up. If we're looking for a sell, GBP has to be going down. USD needs to be going up. It's not always the most accurate or the best, but it's a continued confirmation for me. When you do such fast trades, do you have stop on take profit? Or do you just watch and get out when you're happy you have lost a certain amount? So when I take a trade, sometimes my trade happens so fast. If it lasts 10 seconds, then I didn't even have time to put a stop loss or take profit. I'll just close it manually. But once I place a trade, I'll give it a few seconds before I put my stop loss. I'll look to the previous wick and I'll place it and I'll put my take profit. But when I'm in a trade, I usually at least place my stop loss, even if it takes me a second to place my take profit. But I wouldn't take a trade and then wait the entire time and not have a stop loss to take profit. Definitely recommend as soon as you're taking a trade, hurry up and put the stop loss. You should already have an idea of where you want to put it based off of what I've mentioned before. But yeah, I don't wait. I definitely have to make sure I put in my take profit, my stop loss. The only time I don't is if, like with gold last week, I took a buy. 5 seconds after I took the buy, it shot up into 10 pips profit, I put my stop loss right to break even, right to my entry. So my stop loss, I was never in drawdown. It never went to drawdown. In our reality, I put stop loss as soon as I took the trade, right in the break even. So it was a risk-free trade. I was either gonna win profit or I was gonna break even. And then I took a second for my take profit because it was moving up so fast. But yeah, no, I recommend putting your stop loss and take profit on every single trade. Sometimes the only time I take a few seconds is for my take profit. But as soon as I take a trade, I'm putting my stop loss immediately after in case it just has a huge move at the opposite side. I'd rather let it hit my stop loss than anything else. And also another thing, I don't use buy stops or sell stops. Does anyone use buy stops or sell stops or sell limits or buy limits? No. Okay, good. I used to. There's nothing wrong with it. It works for certain people. Nothing against it. I would just use it. Just let me just be straightforward. There can be cases that, like, let's say for an example, I put a buy stop right here. Let's say price is over here. Let me turn that orange so I can delete it. Right? Let's say price was down here, and I'm like, okay, I want to take a buy if it breaks this wick. So I'm gonna put a buy stop right here and a take profit up here or whatnot. Let's just say that was the example, right? This has happened to me a lot years ago. This is why I stopped. I'd have a buy stop set up in a certain area, and it will wick me out. Price will come up here, touch it, activate my buy stop, and then go the opposite way. I don't know if this ever happened to you. You put a buy stop somewhere, and price does come to the area, but it'll basically wick out. Put a little wick in there, activate your buy stop, and then completely reverse. I stopped doing buy stops because that now I only do market execution. If I'm not in the market, I'm not taking trades. I don't want to take a trade while I'm sleeping. I'd rather be looking at the chart and taking, and taking trades. Or one more example. Let me put this here and this here. I've actually had this happen to me. Let's just say price was right here, right? I would say, okay, put a buy stop up here and put a sell stop down here. And look what happened in this example. The buy stop was activated and the sell stop was activated. And now I'm caught in a buy and a sell because it wicked up to the top and it wicked out at the bottom. Now it activated both of my orders and now I'm in the buy or sell. And that is the worst place to be. Does that make sense as far as buy stops and sell stops? Let me post something in the group real quick. 1 second. Is 13337 our entry once confirmation candles confirmed? Let me see. 13337. Oh, you're talking about that one. Yes, makes sense. Okay. Is that an entry once confirmation candle? That's just the zone. I'm not going to take a buy right when price touches there. Like I said, what I need to see, that's just the area to look for. So what I would need to see for my actual entry is this. Hold on. Pretend this is a red candle, right? Let's say price came down, right? I would need to see that candle close beneath it. Hold on. I gotta find out how to use red. Let's pretend this is a red candle body, okay? Like how it's a red candle body here. Let's pretend this was right here. I would need to see price come down, close beneath this line, right? I would need to see it close, meaning the body, the top of the body, the bottom of this candle, that would need to close beneath the yellow line. And then I would need to see, that's my first confirmation. And then the second confirmation is seeing the second candle open up beneath the previous one, and then continue down. And then I'll take an entry about right here. Once it starts opening up below, I'm beneath, and it starts coming down, I'm taking myself for the movement like this. Bearish, red candle, red candle. What if you get just one candle that closes, but that one candle goes all the way to TP? What if you get just one candle that closes, but that one candle goes all the way? Okay, got you. I think I understood. So you're saying, what if the first confirmation candle, hold on, let me move this up. You're saying, what if one candle comes in too strong like this, and I never get my second confirmation candle? Yeah, then I miss the trade. I don't take the trade. Sometimes that happens to me. Candle will come here and then they'll just blow past everything. I'll miss the trade. I won't take the trade because I didn't get to see what the second candle did. It didn't close, you know what I mean? And that happens to me a lot. Sometimes this candle will come down and it'll close way down here. And then the second one will open up here and continue down. I'll even enter here. If I miss, even though I missed all this area, I need to follow my plan. And I would need to see it close. And then the first confirmation, and the second one open beneath, and then continue down. And I'll just take those pips right here. I'll just take these pips right here. I'll take 13 to 15, even if I miss some. Can you not look at the 5 minute when it gets close so that doesn't happen? Keep in mind, this might answer your question. I don't take trades at random times. I only take trades at the open of new candles. Like for instance, I won't take a trade at 1250, 1207, 1204. I would only take a trade like at 1230 or at 1 o'clock. I never take a trade at a random time. I only take trades when new candles open. So let's say there's a candle open right here and it's going like this, right? It's going up and down, but it's 1254. Instead of hurrying up and taking a sell, I'm going to wait for that. I got to wait the 6 minutes because it can close down here or it can reject at the last second and close above here. I've seen times where there's a bearish candle moving a lot like this. And I'm like, damn, I'm supposed to be in that trade. I'm missing out on money, but it's 5 minutes left in the hourly candle. And I'm like, damn, I just got to wait. And then the last 5 minutes, it does what? Comes up, closes beneath the other way, the side of the line that I did not want. And then the next candle goes like this. But since I didn't wait 5 minutes, I could have avoided losing this trade waiting for my confirmation. So never take trades at random times. Only take trades at the open of new candles. Fair enough. Yep. That's why you'll see in my group, I only take entries based off, like, look, you wouldn't be wanting to get caught in this. There's people that probably took sells right here. But look how it's rejecting off this 4 hour zone that I've written. And it's the last 9 minutes of the hourly candle. There's some people who are probably taking sells right there. It's not the worst idea. I'm not saying it won't work, but I'd hate for this to happen down here. You get caught in a wick entry. Next thing you know, you're in a sell and you're about what? 6 pips in a profit. Now you're in about 3 pips of drawdown, 4 or 5 pips. You know what I mean? So I just need to, I'd rather be patient and wait. If I miss out on the trade, that's fine. It's happened to me. I've seen bearish candles that literally one strong candle and I never entered and hit my take profit. I'm like, you know what? 2 things. I'm not mad because I missed the trade. Why? Because the trade did exactly what I said. It just didn't give me confirmation. Because remember, I'd rather be out the trade and see it win than in the trade and see it lose. What time frames to use for analysis? Okay, yeah, I know you joined in late, so you weren't able to see the beginning of the analysis. But I always start from a 4 hour. I always look at it from a 4 hour to look at the overall trend. I start from the 4 hour, and the blue lines are 4 hour zones. The yellow ones are 1 hour zones. So 4 hour are heavy areas that in the daily, sometimes I have like daily blue lines too. Anything that you see in my blue lines is in a very important zone. Yellow is still important because it's the 1 hour. But for me, the 4 hour, the blue, are based off my analysis. However, I still take entries off the 30 minute and the 1 hour, and I still do scalp entries. I don't swing trade. Nothing against it. It works. It's a profitable system. I just don't like to be in trades that long for days, for weeks, for hours. I like to get in the market, get my 10 to 15 pips, and keep it pushing. But when I do my analysis, I focus on the 4 hour for overall trend. I never zoom in onto the 5 minute, the 1 minute. There's literally not enough information here because you could be on the 5 minute and it looks bullish. And then as soon as you click the 1 hour, it could look a little bearish. You know what I mean? Just giving you an example. But I never zoom in that close on the charts either. What's a scalp? Scalp is like a quick trade. Like the market hates scalpers because they just get in the market and get out. They want you to stay in trades for longer so you can hopefully the market goes against. But scalping is just like quick trades, like boom, 10 pips. Yeah, a trade can last 5-10 seconds. It can last a couple minutes. It can last a couple hours. Those are scalp trades. Swing trades are big movements. Like you'll see people they'll take a position here and they say, all right, I need to ride this all the way up. I need like 300 pips. You know what I mean? That's a swing trade. A scalp is like, all right, you know what? I just need like 10 pips and I'm gone. You know what I mean? So scalp is just like short-term, a short-term trade. Thanks. Yes, sir. More of a scalper because I just need 10 or 15 pips. But then there's times like you guys see in the group, I'll grab 30 pips, 40 pips, 25 pips. I just like to master 10 to 15 pips because if you constantly can make 10 to 15 pips, you will be consistent and your account will definitely start to grow. Never have that get rich in one trade mentality. Once I got that out of my system, I started becoming profitable. I was hoping one day I would make $50,000 off one trade. And I'm just like, you know what? No need for that. I don't even need that. I get my 10, 15, 20 pips and I'm good. Did you guys see the weekly results for last week? I posted the weekly results for last week in the group. Let me know if you saw that. GU 1 hour, the price has rejected off golden zone fib, and yes, banging pips. Yes, sir. And then I'm glad you said that about the fib. That's another thing I don't use. And let me make it clear, Fibonacci is a really great tool. It's one of the most used tools. Some people use it for break and retest entries. Nothing wrong with Fibonacci entries. I'm just letting you guys know you won't see me use a Fibonacci in my strategy as well. Nothing against it either. I just want to make that clear. All right, let me see what you said. Say it again. Yes, banging pips. Yes, sir. We made about over 200 pips last week. For certain traders, could have made $11,000 last week, $2,000 last week, $1,000 last week, 500. Just depending on what lot size you would have used with our trades. G winner has rejected off golden zone fib. Sorry, is anyone in any trades right now? Is anyone in any buys or sells? You never use things like that just to have an extra confirmation? Nope. I don't use any fibs. I don't use the harmonic scanner. I don't use the parabolic. I used to have a lot of indicators before. I used to have the MACD. I used to use the RSI to look for divergence. My charts used to not look like this. Once I deleted everything and kept my charts more clean and less indicators, I became more successful. You got to remember, indicators are delayed. I'm telling you, I've learned that from a lot of big guys. They don't use indicators, not the big guys. They don't use indicators because it's delayed information. And one, they're not 100%. Price action's always 100%, but not indicators. I was looking to get in GU due to fib, but I ain't a pro yet, so we're gonna wait for it. And that's okay. You know, I continue to learn as the markets print for me as well. And I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. You could be the perfect sniper entry. But I'm glad you said that. I don't ever look for a perfect sniper entry. I don't want my sniper entries. I want confirmation entries. Yeah, I learned that. Yep. I want confirmation entries. It'll work sometimes if people be like, all right, look how perfect. I got it right here at the top and I was able to write it down. That's cool. That's beautiful. I'm glad it worked in your favor. I don't need the sniper entries. I don't need my entries to be perfect. I need it to be confirmed. Confirmed entry over a scalp entry will win every day. When people try to snipe, I mean a snipe entry. When people try to snipe, sometimes they'll think they'll snipe it right at the top or right at the bottom, and price will start going, continuing in that favor. And the sniper entry actually was a sniper entry for the price to go the opposite way. I don't know if you ever took a trade and as soon as you took the trade, it went immediately into drawdown, right into negative, never even touched profit. And you're like, damn, if I would have did the exact opposite, that was a perfect sell, not a perfect buy. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't do sniper entries. I just look for confirmed entries. Because I could snipe, I could sell right here at the top of this wig, I could sell right here at the top of this, but I'm guessing. I don't like to guess anymore. That's a gambler's approach. You know, we read price action, we look at what price is actually doing in key areas, and we react. We don't like to predict, we like to be reactive, proactive, in all honesty. Like I was saying when the stream began, my charts used to look like this. I used to be like, all right, here's the M pattern or whatnot, and then I would not see it down, the possible W for the neckline, price need to go here. And I'm like, damn, why do I think I know something? Why do I think you know what I mean? Like, this is literally guessing. It might do this, not saying I won't, but why do I think I know something? Why am I trying to guess where the market's going? And why not actually wait to see what the market is going and then react to it? All right, the new 1 hourly closed. And this is a perfect, hold on, let me tell you too. Now, here's a good example too on why you're waiting for new candles to open. I know right now there's probably some traders who are in a sell right here. Not saying their price won't come down, but look, let's just say this sell area was up here, right? Which it wasn't, it wouldn't be because there's too much going on, like I told you guys before. This is why you wait for the 1 hour. This price came down, broke below, right? Some people would have been like, oh, sell, 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 breakout. No, could be a fake out, not sure. Popped in the sell, and then the bottom of the candle came all the way up and closed above the blue hour zone. This is why I don't do sell stops. This is why I need to see the candle actually close beneath the blue line, which is a 4 hour area. And then the next candle needs to open below it and continue on.
Guys.
That's the reason. That would be the reason why I'm looking for this. So, I mean, that's the reason why I would be looking for the candle close. What's going on, Ham? I just seen you join. Just talking about GU right now. But that would be the reason why, like I was saying before, I don't take trades at random times. Good, bro. What's going on? I only trade and take entries off of new candles. I need to see a new 30-minute open. I need to see a new hourly candle. The worst thing you could do is taking a trade at 12:55 and and then noticing 5 minutes later. If you would have waited to the hourly close, you would have figured out that it wasn't ready to go in your direction. So never trade random times. Wait for your hourly to close. Wait for the 30 minutes to close. Even if price is literally shooting fast in your in the direction, just let it close. Even if it's going like this, you're like, damn, I'm missing out. Damn. No, just wait it out, and let's see where it closes. We close here, boom. Okay, awesome. Now that's the first confirmation. Close under our zone. Now let's see if the second candle opens beneath. Boom, entry. Then you have a cleaner entry. This price can still do all this. It can come all down in your area, and let's say it does close above here, right? That's just the first confirmation. What if the next candle opens above it? It invalidates our trade, and it can still go in the opposite direction. And then this would actually be considered a fake out. And that's why I tell you guys, we don't trade every breakout because there's fake outs. We trade confirmed breakouts, confirmations. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. I'm telling you, once I started having an actual plan and I was actually trading, respecting my plan, I was less emotional. I wasn't so stressed, and I would just let the market do its thing. Yes, perfect. I appreciate it. Yep. You start to realize that once you trade the strategy, it takes out the emotion of the trade. You're not stressing, you're not sweating. You already know exactly how much you're gonna lose. You already know exactly how much you're gonna win. With risk management, you're okay with losing a trade because it's not gonna blow your account. Let me make it clear, you should never, ever blow your account in one trade. It should be statistically impossible. Why? Because you have a stop loss in place. Why? Because there's a certain amount every day that you gotta have a certain amount that you're okay with losing that day. There's got to be an amount. I know it sounds crazy, but if you give yourself an amount that you can risk to lose every day, you'll start to notice how much you win more. Because you're like, okay, I'll take a trade. I can lose 20 pips, 10 pips. I can lose $100, $200, $50, whatever it is, and stick to that plan. And your risk management will actually work in your favor, even if you win 30% of your trades. And I teach risk management a lot in my VIP group. Risk management is the most important aspect of trading because no one's perfect. So you got to realize, okay, well, since no one wins 100% of the trades, how do they make money? Simple. It's not about how many trades you lose. It's how you manage your risk, how you kept your losses smaller and you kept your winners bigger. Winners always should be bigger. You shouldn't lose $500 on a trade and the next one you only win 50. How are you losing? How is your losses bigger than your winners? Your losses should be 50 and your winners should be 500. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. I can almost guarantee you too that there's traders that are in sells. Once this broke this blue hour zone, they probably were anticipating to come down here. But they didn't wait for the hourly to close and they would have noticed that it wasn't ready for the setup because it did not close below the 4-hour zone. I need to see price come down, bearish momentum. This is a very crucial area because it can come all the way down here close to our sell zone and bounce right off this 4-hour line like it did here, like it did right here. And I'm sure, look, over here, it rejected this area, bounced up, never came back. Remember, I got these lines marked up of what happened already too. So don't be afraid to look to your left. You just never need to go too far to the left. You're just gonna look a little to your left and you'll be completely fine. But I can tell that this blue area is extremely crucial. Even the yellow, because look, it resisted and bounced and never came back. So I'd hate to get in a sell here and then I run into a huge bounce. And for the ones who are just joining, do you have any questions? I know you probably missed a lot, the analysis, but I do follow a certain plan, a certain structure, and just easier for me. If it did bounce, would you get in for a buy? No. Absolutely not. You know where I get in a buy-in? Same area I haven't marked before. Nothing changes. This is the plan. I planned my trades already. I'm only going to take buys up here. I'm only going to take sells right here. If it bounces up perfectly, that goes back to what I was saying. I don't need sniper entries. That'd be like I'm just trying to take a sniper entry and try to get the perfect buy right here because of what happened. It might work. I'm not saying it won't work, but that's not a confirmed entry. I used to trade like that. Okay, if it comes here and it bounces off the line, and like I said, you know what I mean? Should I just do it the opposite direction? No. That's taking a guess. That's trying to get a sniper entry. That's not a confirmed entry. Because what can happen then? Let's say I do that. I jump in a buy. I'm like, you know what? I'm in a buy now, even though I was just looking for stuff. Price can come right here and then still go in my favor. But next, you know, I'm stuck in a buy because I saw it bounce off this line. And now I have to go into drawdown, not knowing that my sell setup finally came through. So I just let price do its thing. Buys are a little higher. If it doesn't come to that area, I'm not buying. Yeah, I might miss out on money. I might miss out on all these pips on the way up. 60 pips, but guess what? I'm completely fine with it because I plan my trade and I only trade my plan. That's it. Not gonna lie, your setup looks so simple, but I bet it works so well. Can't wait to catch some tips this week. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, my setup is very, very simple. It's almost scary how simple it is, but it's not as easy as you think it is. People will be like, okay, well, let me just take a picture of his chart. And if price comes down here, I sell and buy. Yeah, I guess that's a good start, but we still need to see what price does in this area. I like to zoom in, whether I'm on the 1 hour or 30 minute, and look at this. Price came perfectly to the yellow line and bounced. Imagine for the people just look at my chart and just sell right when price touches this area. No, I have two confirmations. Like I mentioned to you guys, I still obviously I need to see price come down to this area, but then that's just the first step. Second step is seeing price close beneath this line. I need not just go, it could go and leave a wick. No, close the top of the body of the candle. That's my first confirmation. All right, we're in my sell area. Bearish momentum, price closed beneath. That's my first confirmation. And then the second confirmation is seeing what the next candle does. This one has to open up and leave and then start continuing down. And I'll enter as it's opening up right here. Boom, place sell. Next thing you know, it's going like this. My setups are very simple and it starts to make trading very simple and more simplified. I don't need M patterns, Z patterns, L patterns, harmonic scanners, MACD, RSI. I don't need none of that stuff. Straight price action. If you could trade like this with nothing around, you can trade anything. You'll be way more successful. If you could read these candles and understand the stories and understand why there was a wick, why there was a gap, why is this resistance, why is this support, what area should I look for buys, what area should I look for sells, you'll be a successful trader. Tell me, my charts used to look crazy before. And I'm like, damn, I can't even believe I used to think I needed that many indicators, but it's very simple. You just need to respect the strategy, respect the plan and stay consistent and do the same thing over and over and over. Like I was telling you guys before in the beginning, I used to be on the charts all day for hours. And I thought I was doing something. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm all day in the markets, all day, losing more. And I never understood why. Then once I, talked to my mentor and I put a plan and strategy together, I'm like, damn, the top guys trade the same hour every day. They trade the same session every day. They trade the same pairs every day. I used to trade like 10 pairs. Now I trade two, master 1 to 2 pairs, 1 to 2 trades, the same hour every day. Because price can do what you would like it to do during 1 hour. But let's say you go to a different hour, it'll react different. Like for instance, what I'm saying, I take my trades during London and New York. My strategy and my plan, the pair doesn't move the same in London session the same it does in Asian session. Price could be looking nasty, look good, volume set up, everything nice. But as soon as I go out of my comfort zone, like into another session, because I want to trade during the day for whatever reason, which I wouldn't, you'll notice that price won't even do the same thing it does at night. So if you want to give that test to that theory, go ahead. But I can guarantee you that your pair that you trades differently during different sessions. And let me ask a question to, I think it was Jake. You said for the fib, based off that fib you're looking at, you're saying that was a sell entry? You said you were looking to get in the GU. Were you looking to sell, or what were you saying? Due to the fib, you said I was looking to get into GU. Yeah, sell. Okay. So basically, the fib would have had you sell right here, right? Somewhere right here in this area. It was one of these candles. You were right. I think, or maybe it was this bearish one that was coming down, but it was somewhere in this area that the fib had you looking for sells. Now, where it's at now. Okay. So basically where it's at now would have had you sell. This is another reason why I don't use the fib. Just because personally, if I had I'll double check. Okay, no worries. Yeah, it was somewhere around here. Now, I'm not saying that price won't reverse and continue that way. I wouldn't want to look at a fib because somebody probably, like I said, some people are probably in sells right now. Price can come all the way up here, knock you out. Because believe it or not, I don't have an exact explanation for it, but the market knows where certain type of traders are looking at. There's certain areas that every trader is looking at. The Fibonacci areas, the golden zones, the 50%. The market knows that. The market knows that there's traders that are waiting for price to come to a certain area based off the Fibonacci, taking a buy or sell. Or swing traders or institution traders or retail traders or smart contract traders. There's so many different traders, but the market will continuously know the zones that the traders are waiting for. So you'll realize, like, damn, every time it comes into a certain area, price does something crazy. That's because the market knows. And I can't explain it. I don't know how or why, but I learned it from the big guys that there's just certain areas that 90% of traders are waiting for, and you don't need to be in those areas. Like this is the no trade zone for me. There's people that are taking sells right here, buys right here, sells right here, but I just would hate to get caught in this little rat race. And like I said too, every day is not a trading day either. Sometimes I'll be in a session, I won't even take a trade. But I'd rather that any day than jumping in an impulsive entry. I used to take impulse entries all the time until I realized I'm shooting myself in the foot. If it's not a confirmed kill shot in my book, there's no reason to take it. And remember, like I was telling you guys also, Sunday nights going into Monday, like Mondays, Sunday night and Mondays are the slowest days of the week, the lowest volume. That's why these candles are printing so slow. Yeah, candles are printing slow because on Sunday night, Monday mornings, it is the slowest day of the market. Not a lot of traders take. The best days are Wednesdays. I'm telling you, Wednesday is the best day for trading. For whatever reason, the middle of the week always has a lot of volume. Last week, that was when our stream was going crazy with the 47 pips on gold, 10 pips. We got like 86 pips in one session on a Wednesday. That's my favorite day to trade. Sundays and Mondays are not due to volume. And remember, this is NFP week, non-farmers payroll, which is the biggest news in Forex. It's the first Friday of every month. Never trade the first Friday of the month, of any month. And really, I don't even really take that many trades on Friday. So in all reality, the best days of trade are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday due to volume. Any other questions too? And another thing that happens too, just to kind of throw in you guys' ears, there's been times where I did this London session stream, right? And my setup never happened. Price was just ranging, consolidating. And then I ended the stream. And then next thing you know, a New York session came around and my setup happened in 5 minutes. I was mentioning that earlier. That's why those are two of my favorite sessions, the first hour of both sessions, because I have my setups ready pre-London, and there's days where it doesn't happen in London. It actually happens in New York. So just keep that in mind. If there's no trade set up here today for London, don't be surprised if it happens in New York. And I still like to send, are you staying on to New York? Probably not today, just because it's Sunday, Monday. And the only times I stay on for both, for London and New York, is if I don't get any trades in London. Like if London doesn't give me a setup, then I'll just wait for New York session to open. And don't worry, we're gonna start having New York session streams. I'm just trying to figure out everything, because it seems like there's certain members that prefer the London, and I have certain members in the group that prefer New York, because it's 7:30 a.m. Eastern for those people that are on the East Coast. And this session is 3:30 Eastern for the East Coast people. So I get a lot of votes and messages saying that I should stream both, which that is the goal. Okay, so do you think we'll at least get one trade today? I mean, possibly, hopefully. I'm definitely looking to take a trade in my areas. I just can see right now that the volume is super low, at least right now. And it's because today is technically the slowest day of the week, because Sundays and Mondays, traders don't really trade. Because right now, if you guys ever look at the market at this time, candles are printing a lot bigger. They could come up here, you know what I mean? They start moving like, and bigger candles are bigger. Come here, and then, you know what I mean? 3 candles, next, you know, we're talking about entries. Like the last stream last week, as soon as I turned on the stream, 5 minutes we're already in a trade. Literally. If anyone was in here that was on the stream on Thursday, as soon as we open the live stream, we jumped in a trade 5 minutes later. We're just different. Again, this is just one of the slow days of the week. And I'm just going to see what price does for a little bit. And if I notice it's just staying in a range and there's no movements, then I'll probably end the stream. So we're not just here looking at it consolidate. And then I'll send out a signal in the group if I decide to take a trade during New York. But yeah, you could just tell from these, you could just look at the pairs that the volume is just a little bit low. This is the slower day of the week. But I still like to take a look at the market, because with all the news that's been happening, that's why we had this big gap here. I don't know if you guys could see it. You see this gap right here? Look at this huge gap. And also I think there's like 2 people in here that joined late. This is an important website, livecharts.co.uk. That is good for the currency strength. If you're looking for buys, GBP must be up, USD must be down, GBP must be up, JPY must be down. And then if you're looking for sells, GBP must be down and USD must be up. That is for a sell and a buy. And remember to always look at the news. There is no news today. You give warning that you're looking to get in soon, so we can get our charts up and be ready, or do you just send the signal once you're in? Both. I do both. If I'm on the live stream, then you'll see me saying it live, and then I'll tell you, hey, I'm not in yet. Wait, let's keep waiting. Okay, I'm in. But if I'm off the stream, then usually it just depends. Sometimes price moves quick, and I won't even have time for a warning. It'll just, my alert will go off, and price will close right here, and then I'll jump in. So it just depends. But the VIP members, I don't know if anyone, do you ever restart the stream? What do you mean by restart? Like, you're saying, do I turn it off and jump back in? Just wondering what you mean by restart. Like if you go off, but then it looks like the trader plat, do you restart it? Someone can get in with you. Sometimes I probably would jump on real quick. Hey, you know, trades coming into our area. I'm thinking about taking a trade. Or if it varies. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jake, I think you're in our VIP group. I'm almost 100% sure. Our VIP members get an exact signal when I'm in. I am perfect. You know, welcome to the team, Jake. I really appreciate it. We do need to schedule your one-on-one so we could have a private session. and I can go into detail about my strategy, detail about risk management, and we can put together a plan and help grow your account. And I can tell you what lot sizes to take and kind of just go into detail on the one-on-one. So as soon as you have a date or time, we can go ahead and schedule that. But I'll just give you a little bit more detailed because the live stream is, just for kind of like live trades. But sometimes people want to know why do I take that trade or why for the setup, or maybe I'm saying things that a lot of people don't understand and they want to be able to ask me questions direct. And that's what the VIP mentorship group is for. If you're trying to elevate your trading skills to a detailed, I'm free whenever, to be honest. All right, awesome. I'm gonna shoot you a DM in a minute here so we could set it up. And then you get unlimited one-on-ones, by the way. So, you can't learn how to trade and be perfect in one one-on-one live Zoom. So, it's something that continuously practice and we work on. But you being a VIP member, we send the signal directly to the group, letting you know exactly when I get in. And then I let you know when I get out my stop loss and take profit. In the free group, I just usually post the charts. And then I don't want to say members have to kind of figure out when to take entries. It's just not as detailed. I just let members know where areas to look for. But for the people who are jump on live stream, they get more of a better feel of what I'm actually looking for. Because there's members in the group who have never, ever been on a live stream. And they've been profitable if they just look at my charts and take trades. But they need to know my confirmations because I don't explain that. I only explain them in the live stream. Again, first confirmation is seeing the candle close beneath this area. And then second confirmation is seeing the candle open beneath and continue on for the entry for the sell. I could just tell that volume is extremely low today. Did anyone say there was in a trade? Is anyone in a trade right now? Let me know if anyone's in any trades right now. All right, looks like no one's in trade. Let me just check YouTube right quick, guys. Give me just 1 second here. All right, could you see what you think about US 30? Okay, definitely could do a quick analysis on US 30. Just want to make it clear. I don't trade US 30. I used to. US 30 is a big boy, just like gold. But US 30, this pair usually, it goes based off a certain time zone, like New York Open, NYCE. There's a lot of fundamentals that go into US 30, but I'll definitely take a look at it. Does anyone else trade US 30? I almost had these lines here for a while. Jesus, those lines must have been up there for months. Price is respecting it. Does anyone else trade US 30? And US 30, I'm just gonna be straightforward. Just like gold, it's a little bit crucial right now because the news with the stocks and the whole market's just been a little bit weird with war going on. War has affected majority of all the pairs. Yeah, I don't know like US 130, but give me a second. Remember, I do not trade this pair. Just doing a quick analysis real quick. It's funny because I had these blue lines here for a while. That's how you know price continues to do the same thing over and over and over. I haven't looked at US 30 in a minute. I could tell it's been bouncing off these blue areas perfectly. Bounce, bounce, perfectly, perfectly, perfectly. Now there's a gap. Now price is trying to figure out where it's going. Let me see something as well from the daily. You can see from the daily, excuse me, from the daily, it has broke the 200 EMA, which is the golden line, which indicates some sort of bearish momentum. All right, as you can see on the 4-hour, but price has just US 30 just looks a little bit choppy, to be honest, as I look closer to the pair. But if I was to consider taking a trade on US 30, again, I wouldn't be. It would have to be up here. Probably would have to be above these wicks right here. That would be the clean area for a buy for me personally, based off the 4-hour. Why? Because there's clean traffic here to the left, clean candle, nothing interfering its ways. That's just kind of a clean buy area, which would have to be above 34121. This would be my buy area. This would be the area, and this is the 4-hour. I would not want to take any trades in here. It's just too much going on, right? How many pips is that? It's like 213 points. US 30 is different because it goes off like off points too. It's the same thing as pips, points, pips. This would probably be, in a second. Yeah, that would be the clean zone for me as far as buys. And it'd be the same confirmation. I would have to see price close above this, the next candle open above and continue on. And then as far as sells, I'd be careful with sells just because it's been selling for, I mean, this whole year. Look, January 4th, start of the new year. Huge rejection, resistance. Finally caught a little bit of support right here. And I could bet it's because of something in the past. Yep, look, finally caught this support right here. And could possibly be in a bullish momentum. I just know from a long-term perspective, it's been in a bearish market, but it could be exhausted or it can continue down because news has had a huge effect on gold and on US 30, because that's what US 30, the Dow Jones is huge in the market. And that's why this pair, it's a nice pair. Some people make a lot of money off it. I just don't like it. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't use my strategy on it. And the volume on this is a little bit different at certain times. New York Open, NYSE, I know it's way more volume than London. US 30 doesn't move that much in London. But then again, this pair is, you just got to be careful with US 30. There's, you know what I mean? As long as you understand the pair and you've been following it for a while and you've been back testing and you have a, you know, a profitable strategy, US 30 can pay a lot of money. A lot of people make a lot of money. But I just stick to what I know and what works best for me. No need to switch it up. Sells would be somewhere like down here, 226 pips. Yeah, it'd be more cleaner right here. You see this clean traffic, this clean candle right here? This is a clean zone for me for sells. So just off of base quick analysis and going based off the 4 hour, those would be my two sell setups. I mean, my two setups for a buy and a sell. For US 30. Yep, no problem. Yeah, but looks like volume is just extremely low today because a lot of not getting a lot of movement. And this is why I would have never took that sell based off the Fibonacci. I would have went straight to drawdown, if anything. That's why I'd rather have confirmation, and price could possibly go in the opposite direction. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. I just got to see what price does. Give me 1 second. I'm just reading a message right here. 1 second. And if I'm not mistaken, is it Takia? I think we were talking on the messages. I think it was yesterday. I think you said you're new to the group and you've been trading Forex for a couple months. And if that's not you, I apologize, but I think I remember your name. Because you got to remember too, I go over a lot of information in the beginning of the streams. That was me. Okay, cool. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I think I remembered. Yeah, obviously, whenever you're ready, just let me know. But for now, you can join the live streams, and then whenever you're ready to go, you just let me know. I just know I prefer doing one-on-one sessions with my members because it just gets a better grip, a better understanding of what I'm looking for and how I trade. Because it might sound so simple and so easy on the live stream, but there is a little bit more that goes into it, even if I make it look easy. But trading is just a waiting game. It's just a waiting game. You'll notice that all the big guys, the big dogs, whatever you want to call them, they're waiting majority of the time instead of trading. They're actually not even trading as much as most people think they are. And it's just knowing when to trade. Before, I used to trade all day and night, every day, every morning. Now I only trade the same day every session. If I don't see a trade, I don't take a trade. That's it. I keep it pushing. I don't force it because right now, since we've been on the stream for a little while and hasn't seen no setup, some people be like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy. Forget it. It's taking too long. Forget it. And there's no discipline. There's no plan. You're not trading your plan. You're not planning your trade. You're actually going completely against any strategy. So it's just mainly a patience thing. Again, today the volume is extremely low. I know I keep saying it. It's because Sunday and Mondays are my least favorite days to trade due to the volume. And that would be the only reason why I cut today's stream short, but I usually stream for a while. And I usually stream 2 sessions, London and New York. But since it's Sunday and Monday, I probably would cut the stream short today if we don't get a lot of volume. Or I'll probably jump on later once it gets closer to the zone. We'll see. Yeah, GU was the only one that was close to entry, but as you can see, it's starting to go the opposite way. That's why I was letting you know, Jake, that Fibonacci entry wouldn't have been even in my plan at all. And I know there's people in sells right now in the market, and they're probably already in drawdown, thinking about closing their trade, 15 pips stop loss. That was a perfect example. Why did I know that? Because based off the 30-minute, this bearish candle never closed beneath this 4-hour zone. If this bearish candle would have closed like this, let me just draw it. If this one would have closed like this, under, like that, like pretend the bottom of this body was down here, then I would have anticipated the next candle to open up beneath and continue into our sell zone. But look what happened. It did come down to this area, kind of like a mini fake out. It broke the area, but it just left the wick. The body of the candle never closed in this area, which faked a lot of people out to getting sells. And right now they're losing money, possibly hitting their stop loss. I'm just talking about in general for other traders' styles, whether it's from a Fibonacci, whether it's from whatever indicator that traders use, but it would have faked them out. They would have got caught in sells right here, not knowing that and this is the 30-minute time frame, the candle never even closed beneath here, which would have showed me that it's not ready to continue down. Yeah, volume was super low. These candles are printing so slow. Not every stream's like this too. I know Takea, sorry if I said your name wrong. I know this is your first stream. I don't think it's Jake's. I think Jake was on here before. Maybe it could be his first one too. But it's not always this slow. The volume's not usually always this slow. It moves a lot more. Let me see. Nah, it's my first. Oh, okay. So it's both of you guys' first. Who else is in here? I think one person that's been here left. Darian, is this your first one as well? I think I see Darian in the stream. Takia. Takia. Got it. Takia. Okay, I wasn't on. No. All right, cool. So Darian's been here a couple of times. You'll notice that this is considered like an extremely slow day just due to the volume. Because usually we do get a lot of heavy movement at the beginning of London, which literally was like an hour and a half ago, my time, and it hasn't really done much. And again, this proves what I keep saying over and over, that Sunday and Mondays are the slowest days. No worries. Okay, cool. It's okay. Yeah. For a first stream, I know it kind of sucks right now because we're not getting a lot of volume. It's not moving a lot. Candles aren't really printing as fast. But just as you continuously join the live streams, you'll notice that it's different. Sometimes we could take 3 trades in the first 30 minutes, or it could wait an hour and a half and be in the trade. It just all depends on the volume. And then let me ask you a question too for Jake and Takia. Which session do you guys think I should stream? London session is 2:30 a.m. Eastern, and New York session is 7:30 a.m. Eastern. What session fits your guys' like schedule more? And Darian, you can answer that too as well. Let me know what session you guys prefer based off your schedule, your sleeping schedule and everything. London, I'm from England, but NY is good as well because I'm up anyway. Okay. Oh, so you're from England. Yeah, so London isn't an issue. Or New York. Okay. Yeah, because I'm thinking about streaming both. I just got to figure it out to where it makes sense. And I like to get feedback because I know I had a lot of DMs from people who never joined the stream that says, "Man, if you would do it in New York, I would join the stream," and then vice versa. Anyways, like my afternoon London is 8 a.m. for me. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, so that's actually better for you because you can be on both streams once we do start streaming both. Darian, what session would you prefer? Let me know. New York session, London session. I know everybody's different. NY is better for me because I'm up at 3. Just have a different morning routine. Got you. Okay. Are you on the East Coast as well? Are you on the East Coast time? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I used to live in Florida. I live in California now. So I'm on Pacific time. So London would be 11:30 p.m. my time, and then New York would be 4:30 a.m. my time. I prefer New York session. I'm on Eastern time zone, but I'll wake up anyway to do London also. Yes, exactly. Okay, cool. That's why I know, that's why I have to start streaming New York because I know there's a lot of people on the East Coast and we would probably have way more people in the streams. I live in Florida. Nice. What part of Florida? I was born in Central Florida. I was born in Orlando. Born in Orlando. Darren, I'll definitely keep you updated with when the New York live session start, because I know there's people who would prefer to wake up at 7:30 a.m., which is completely fine. I'm just starting to. I just want to set up in a way where it makes sense because it is 4:30 in the morning for me, and the other stream, the London streams at 11:30 p.m., which I don't mind staying up from 11:30 to 5 in the morning. I don't care as long as I'm making my money and I'm helping other people make money as well. Southern Florida, Sarasota. Oh yeah, Sarasota's nice. It must be closer to the water and everything. That's dope. I love Florida. California's nice too. I vacation over here and haven't went back. And Jake, if you're watching here, you see why that Fibonacci entry would have just been my terrible enemy because it would have had us enter somewhere over here and it would have been a 20 pip and that probably would have been a lost trade. I thought it's always wrong. Fibonacci be working. It's a nice technique. I got to make it clear. I have nothing against that one. That's the most used tool in the game. I just don't use it personally. Like it's just gonna stay in this little range right here. And then it could decide to break out up or it could decide to break down. It's kind of like in a range right now. Exactly, yeah. It's got some resistance up here that it's running into. And then keep in mind too, if I decide to end this stream here shortly, that upcoming to New York, don't be surprised if the setup happens in the sells or if price does go up and set us up for the buys. Same thing here. with GJ. GJ hasn't got close to either area. GJ's been super ugly the past few days. This whole month, GJ has been kind of just ranging and just GJ has not been the cleanest setup as I prefer. We finally got some sort of movement previously on this drop, which we caught these sells here. But before that, it was, I mean, GJ's been kind of ugly. And that's my favorite pair. And anyone will tell you that actually trades GJ, they'll tell you it's been kind of ugly and ranging. Any other questions too? I think it's gonna be a short day today. I'm thinking I might just stay on for like 10 more minutes. See how the hourly closes in 10 minutes. And if anything, I'll jump on during New York. But if you guys watch my replays, I have them on YouTube. I'd be streaming 5-6 hours sometimes. So I don't want you guys to think I'm cutting it short. I just know Sundays and Mondays, again, are the slowest day of the week. And you'll notice once we go live stream tomorrow, especially for the newer ones, Jake, I know you haven't been on one, and Takia, you'll notice the difference. You might have way more action as soon as you jump in. That's why I recommend jumping in as soon as the stream starts. On Thursday, I think it was, as soon as the stream started, 5 or 10 minutes later, we were already in our trade, took profits, won the trade. 30 minutes later, we were in a gold, like it was just back to back to back. Darren, were you there for that? When we caught the like 80 something pips, the gold, the GU, the GJ. It was a good, super good day. One of the last days of the week. Let me know if you were on that live stream. Live streams are usually way more active. I just know that based off the day. I mean, candles are literally printing super slow. Not a lot of volume in the market. But I can guarantee tomorrow's live stream will be way more action. I just recommend jumping in as soon as the stream starts. You don't want to miss our first trade. I don't think there's any news tomorrow either. Oh, wait, today is it's past. There's some AUD news, but we don't trade that. Yes, I was there. I kept going up and up. Yeah, that gold trade was nasty. To think, Jake, just so you know, for Takia and Jake, just so you know, we jumped in a gold buy and it flew up in like 10 seconds, 47 pips. And then we closed our entry, we closed our trade, and then it kept flying to like, I think it was over 200 pips. So we missed out on like 200 pips, but we secured 47 in like a few seconds. It was this move, I know that. I don't know exactly where we entered at. Actually, I could probably look at the picture. Give me a second, let me, real quick. I want you guys to know, we left a lot of money on the table, but it happens. I'd rather secure than to see if it's going to continue going. Let me see where we got the trade. 1 second. I'm just looking at our screenshots. Did you not just move your stop loss up? No, it happened so fast I didn't even get to. I should have did that. I'll be honest. I should have trailed my stop loss, but it was news. It was when the sirens are going off. And gold has nasty pullbacks, so I just decided to close. Gold has one of the craziest pullbacks. Let me see where. I'm looking for the screenshot. 1 second. Let me see. 1 second. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me see. Fairs. Yeah, but gold just moves 50 pips, 100 pips up, 200 pips down. So look, we got in at 1954.85. 1954. Yeah, so let me see. 850. And it got us out 1959.643. All right, so take a look at this. This is our gold trade that we took last week on this huge bullish candle to the left. Look at, okay, you see this trade? This was the trade. All right, you see these two blue lines? This kind of comes back to Jake, something you were asking me. What if one candle comes through and just breaks through? I waited. This candle came above my blue line. I could have took an entry right here, but I'm like, you know what? Let me wait to see it close above my blue line, like my confirmation, and then it closed above. So I said, okay, perfect. Then I waited for the next candle to open above and continue on, and then that was my entry. This is a perfect confirmation that I explained. Shot right in the profit, no drawdown, 47 pips. Look what happened after we got out. Missed out on about 100 and almost 150 pips. 47 pips in that little movement right here. Like literally no drawdown. Look at that. One candle, I think it was like 5. It happened in like 10 seconds. So the 5 minutes should show the same thing. Let me see. Yeah, look. I'm gonna zoom into the 5 minute. Look at that. As soon as it got in there, no drawdown. Right in the profit. Took like 10 seconds and we got out. And then I'm glad we did, because if we decided to hold it on, it came all the way back down not that much later. And it came down like 600 pips. But do you see that confirmation entry I was talking about, Drake? That's the type of entry I look for when it comes to actually placing an entry on a buy. Yes, I do. Yep. That was a perfect example right here. I would have said, okay, let's wait to see this blue line break this previous wick, close above here, and the next candle open above and continue on. This one, I remember I was watching here, Darian probably said, I'm like, damn, man, I could have been in this trade. I kept saying it. I'm like, man, I would be in this trade right now and pass my line, but I need to respect my strategy. I have to wait till the candle closes. It has to close. It has to close. Guess what? As soon as it closed, I said, all right, first confirmation clear. Now the next candle needs to open above the previous and continue on. And this is where I caught my entry. It was a nice trade. Yeah, GJ and GU look the same. They're like in this range. It doesn't want to break through. Give it like 4 minutes just to see how the hourly closes. I apologize that the first stream that you guys get on is a low volume stream, no action, no trades. And I'm going to have to cut it short just because I don't want, I don't want to drag you guys on here, knowing that today is one of the slowest days in the market for the week. But keep in mind, once I end this stream, I will still send a signal out, especially to our VIP members, but I'll send a signal out even to the free group, letting you guys know that I have jumped in a trade. Let me know if you have any questions too. I appreciate you guys staying on the stream. I just know I respect my strategy. No trade. If no confirmation, no trade. I'd hate to just force a trade just so I could show you guys what a trade is, but you guys know what trades are. I want to give you guys winning trades. I'm going to see how this hour closes. Any other questions? It could be random, completely about anything. Let me know. One thing I can guarantee you guys too is the more you use, could you give a warning if it looks like it's gonna happen, even if it doesn't, just give me time to get set up. Yeah, I'll send it in the VIP group. I got you. I'll let you know if setups are getting closer. Yeah, no problem. I got you. See y'all later. I'm about to dip. Appreciate it, brother. Yes, sir, Darren. I appreciate it, man. Slow days, Sundays and Mondays. Remember, plan your trade. Trade your plan. If there's no trade, there's no trade. Not every day is a trading day, especially Sunday and Monday. But hopefully I can see you tomorrow, Darren. I know you've been pretty consistent with our streams, so you obviously know what I mean when I say that. This is the slowest day of the week, brother. You be safe. Let's see how this 1 hour candle closes. I know if this 1 hour candle closes above this previous wick or possibly the blue line, it could continue up, but our buy zones are up here. GJ2, yeah. And with gold, yeah, gold is, I won't even mess with it right now. All right, gold 1 hour candle has closed. Take a look at the let me show you guys one last thing and then I end the stream. Take a look at these setups too. I always post my charts on trade. Well, not always, but I just started posting my charts on TradingView. My name's Synergy Power on there. All right, these are like my charts that I post up. I always post these like I post in the group. I like looking at these after I take the trade because it shows you like the before and after. Give it a second. You see, like I'll post this right here, like I post in the group. Once I press play, it'll show me what happened. Let's see. Boom, look, came in the sun. Well, this is ugly because this was on Friday with the gap. Let's go here. All right, I post this in the group. I'm like, look for buys, look for sells, look what happens. Boom. Came down straight to our sell zone. No drawdown, straight to take profit, clean trade. Let me show you that again. This was on February 24th. I posted this in the group. Look for sells, look for buys, press play. Boom. It was right here. Came straight into our sell zone. Closed here. Next candle opened below and continued down. And we caught this trade here for the sell. All right, let's look at the other trade. This is GU on the 23rd. I posted like this. I don't remember what happened. Press play. Oh yeah, look, straight to sells. Came close to a buy zone, but it bounced perfectly off this top blue line. Look at that one. This blue line, look, the blue line's been here. I've been wrote that. It's been there. And I needed it to close above that blue line for a buy. Look at this. Anyone that took a buy any earlier would have got faked out. Press play. Look at that. Came, the wick bounced right off my blue line perfectly. And then actually turned into a sell. And then look at the sell. No drawdown, straight to profit. Beautiful trade. Do you see that? Let me know if you saw that. Yeah, same thing here with this one. Look at this. This is the 23rd. GJ buys and sells. I post this in the group. Look, people will be like, I have no idea where it's going to go. That's fine. Me either. I'd rather just mark my zones and wait for it to come to the zones and execute. Watch when I press play. Boom, look, price came close to our buys. Keep in mind, it never closed above, so I would have never took a buy. I didn't take a buy. It just tapped off of it perfectly. No confirmation for a buy. And then look at the strong sell candle. Boom, came into our sell zone strong. And it actually broke both take profit zones. Do you have any chart reading material you'd recommend? I'm gonna get back to you on that one because I gotta see. There's this book, I can't think of it, that probably would help a little bit. I'll definitely write you in a message giving you a recommendation. Richest Man in Babylon. There you go, Jake's recommendation, Richest Man in Babylon. Nothing that I could recommend myself because can't think off the top of my head. Shrimp paradox. Yeah, I don't know. And then look at this one. I posted it before. There you go. Look, he's just giving you recommendations. I'm not sure of any of those. I've never read them, but I'll get back to you on what I think, and then you can look at the ones he said as well. This is the same thing. GU buys and sells. Press play. Boom. Look at that. Straight into profit. No drawdown. Boom. Close it. Close the trade. I mean, trades have been awesome these past. All right, look at this one. All right, last one. I know I showed it to you. This is GJ. This is a couple days ago. Look at this. GJ's been super ugly. Some people wouldn't even know what to. That's why I have buys up here for a clean wick fill, clean zone, and sells down here. Clean traffic right here. I think this was a sell. Yeah, look at that. Right here, boom. Next can open down below. That's why I say sometimes you got to jump in the stream right away because that's what I posted in the group. And then the next, I didn't really need it to be books, but thanks, Jake. Okay, got you. Yeah, you need like chart reading material. Yeah, I got you. I have an idea what you mean, but yeah, this is good as well. Yeah, and I got a couple more, but they're not always all clean. I mean, my charts used to be extremely ugly, but my charts are actually way more cleaner now. All right. Any other questions? They're big books there, and trading books will help with mindset. Okay, cool. Any other questions? I might just jump off, see if New York we can get it to come back up to our buy zones. And I'll probably set alerts up there if it decides to turn into a buy. So right here. Zaki, I'm gonna send you some information, some charting material as well. I got you. I was just saying book because possibly, you know, I'm not sure if you're a reader. Some people prefer books, but I do have some material. I just can't remember where. It's in my email. So I'll probably ask you for your email and send it to you. Awesome, cool, yep. Keep in mind, I post these charts in the group, so I always recommend like new members or beginners, screenshot my chart that I have in the group and literally put your line. You can look at the numbers right here on the left in the group. Just, you can literally mark them exactly where I'm at, right? Look for buys, take profit where I'm at least in the beginning until you can identify yourself. Headway is good. They're all free and take 15 minutes to read. There you go. Okay, nice. I'm just putting an alert right here for GJ. Any other questions for now? Apologize, I'm cutting the stream short. I just don't want to drag it along for the slowest day of the week. I can guarantee you one thing though, we'll be making a lot of money this week and ending this month strong. Whether you're a free member, VIP member, we're gonna make money. You'll start to realize how much you learn. Good, bro. Thank you for your help. No problem. And the last thing I'll finish and I'll remember, my system and my plan, my strategy, just focus on this strategy right now. I know you probably learned a lot of things from other people, other mentors, indicators, patterns. Strictly stick to this simple strategy. I know you can't learn it all in one stream. It sounds simple. You probably think you already understand, but you'll understand it more as we actually take trades. Today wasn't a trading day, not yet at least. Hopefully New York session gives us what we need and a little bit more volume, but just only do this strategy is what I'm saying. Don't mix it up with anything else you learn. Don't start putting indicators here. Don't start meshing this with another strategy. I can guarantee you do the same strategy, trade at the same time, and you follow my risk management skills that I'll teach you guys in detail, you'll be profitable. You'll be a smarter, cleaner, less emotional trader. Risk management, you'll make a hell of a lot of money, and you'll be less stressed while doing it. I can guarantee you, you'll realize that you'll be on the charts less, and you'll be able to do whatever you like during the day. Okay? All right, thanks for the help. Yes, Takia, we'll set up, and I'll send you some information. We'll set some things up so we can talk a little bit more one-on-one and get you going so we can start making some money. Sorry for this slow stream, but just know it's not always a slow day, and every day is not a trading day. I appreciate it. Jake, I appreciate you too, brother. We'll set up our one-on-one. I'll go ahead and shoot you a message. And I appreciate you joining our first live stream. Yes, sucks that the first one had to be the slowest one of the week. But you'll notice as the week goes on that we're going to kill it. And I appreciate you joining the VIP mentorship, brother. I really do. I know it'll pay off. Once we have a one-on-one, sit down and kind of open your mind and dig in, see what you're struggling on, see what you need help on, see what your strengths, your weakness. We can kind of come up with a plan and start making some money. Sounds good? Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Perfect. All right, Jake, have a blessed day. I will shoot a signal in the VIP group if I decide to execute a trade, and I'll try to give you a heads up before I do so. All right, but aside from that, catch you later. Thank you. All right, brother. No worries. Take care. You enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be live streaming